Namaskar. Hello and welcome to today's session. Our today's session is about content marketing, which is a very important and interesting tool of digital marketing. I hope you must have heard about this term several times और आपने सुना होगा एक बहुत important phrase that content is the king. पहले customer used to be the king, आजकल content is the king. So having said that, इसकी importance हम बहुत अच्छे से realize कर सकते हैं as a marketer, as a person who's promoting certain products and services. Is something which is very very relevant and very important. तो इसी चीज़ को ध्यान में रखते हुए वी हैव devised and designed our session today. So let's see how the flow of session is happening. We will be initially discussing about the scenario of content marketing, what the term stands for, introducing this term to you and discussing few interesting facts about it. Then we will be talking about why do we require content marketing? Why is it that this is something very important and integral for the marketer today? Then after that, we will be discussing about the whole process of content marketing, that how does that process works. Then we will be discussing certain important strategies that are required to optimize the impact of the content that you have developed. And in the end, we will be discussing few relevant and very interesting examples wherein certain companies have adopted content marketing as a tool and they have made their mark. They are able to allure a lot of customer and get a great result. So let's begin with the first aspect of our today's session, that is introduction to content marketing. But before I introduce this concept to you, let me just tell you that based on a survey which was conducted in the year 2022, it was found that 78% of the consumers who buy a particular product online read a lot of content before that. And isn't that true? हमने भी कभी ना कभी ऑनलाइन शॉपिंग करी है. Whenever we have purchased a particular product, हम उससे पहले उसकी स्पेसिफिकेशंस देखना चाहते हैं, हम उसकी डिटेल्स पढ़ना चाहते हैं, हम उसकी प्राइस का कंपैरिजन करना चाहते हैं. वी ऑल्सो वांट टू नो कि ये प्रोडक्ट कौन सा ब्रांड ऑफर कर रहा है, किस ब्रांड से मैन्युफैक्चरर से ये ऑफर हो रहा है. तो वी ट्राई टू आइडेंटिफाई द हिस्ट्री एंड डिटेल ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट. और अगर वो हिस्ट्री और डिटेल कन्विंसिंग है, अगर वो कंटेंट अच्छा है, इंटरेस्टिंग भी है और कन्विंसिंग भी है और ट्रस्ट वर्दी भी है, ओनली देन वी लैंड अप बाइंग दैट प्रोडक्ट. तभी हम उस प्रोडक्ट को परचेज करते हैं. सो हैविंग सैड दैट, I would like to emphasize again on the fact that content is something which is the king today, जो help करता है consumer को buy करने के लिए product को. So that is why you need to know how a content is to be devised और कैसे वो consumer को allure कर सकता है. So what is content marketing? Basically, it is kind of a process wherein we are creating and distributing written as well as visual online content so that we can reach, we can grow, and we can engage our target audience. And at the same time, we are able to attain our business goal. तो ये दोनों चीज़ें parallelly हो रही हैं through a content marketing tool. Now, what are the various types of content marketing tool? In the picture that you can see on your screen, बहुत सारे वहाँ पे logos लगे हुए हैं, symbols हैं जिनको आप बहुत easily identify कर पा रहे होंगे because this is a buzzword these days. Blog marketing you are aware of, emails you are aware of, infographics are there, podcast बहुत interesting tool है, e-letters हैं, newsletters हैं, e-books हैं. These are all forms of content marketing जहाँ पे हम अलग अलग content को create करते हैं अलग अलग तरह के audience के लिए, and through these content only we get lot of leads, we get lot of conversion, and we get lot of loyalty from our followers. So blogspot, emails, newsletter, social media post जो सबसे interesting और सबसे impactful tool है, podcast, ebooks and videos. Again a very important tool is video also, क्योंकि उसके अंदर ऑडियो विजुअल दोनों एड्स हैं which helps in convincing the customer quite quickly. So content marketing involves deliberately tailoring your content for your target audience so that they may find an inbound way rather than an outbound way, right? It is content marketing is a inbound way of reaching out to the customer rather than an outbound way. So now what is inbound and what is outbound? Outbound is basically, if I talk about the older days wherein traditional form of advertising was practiced. कोई भी ad अगर हम देखते थे तो वो एक पेड स्पॉन्सर के थ्रू आता था जो कि टेलीकास्ट होता था टेलीविजन पे या रेडियो पे, और हमें पता होता था कि ये पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट जो है इस ब्रांड का है, इन्होंने इस एड को दिया है, एंड इफ वी आर कन्विंस्ड वी यूज टू बाय दैट प्रोडक्ट. That was an outbound way wherein directly you are pushing the product towards the end user. However, content marketing on the contrary uses inbound way of reaching to the audience. यहाँ पे डायरेक्टली प्रोडक्ट को पुश नहीं करता है मार्केटर, रादर एक कनेक्ट स्टैब्लिश करने की कोशिश करते हैं अपने टारगेट ऑडियंस के साथ थ्रू बाय गिविंग देम वेरी इंफॉर्मेटिव इंफॉर्मेशन, any information which is related to their product but not directly by pushing their product rather than giving them a informative information. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप यहाँ पे एक जो पिक्चर देख रहे हैं वहाँ पे there's a girl having curly hair और उसका प्रॉब्लम है कि she is not able to cope up with those tangled hairs और वो उसके लिए बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम बन रही है. Now how would a marketer pitch in such a case? Instead of offering a shampoo plus conditioner kind of a product जो कि solution है tangled hair को straighten करने का, rather than just offering that product to the consumer, वो basically start ऐसे करते हैं that he keep on writing certain post कि these are the homemade remedies which you should use in order to get rid of tangled hairs, or है ना, or all those nurturing and how you can nurture your hair, how is the hair care thing happening, what all things are required. So all informative stuff related to that particular product is being posted by the marketer. क्योंकि वो informative product है, it definitely attracts the attention of the consumer. They read it, this is how they start following it later on, and then they develop certain amount of trust and a bond or relationship is developed between the marketer and the seller, and this is how that product is taken up by the consumer in the end, अगर वो convince हो जाता है उसके साथ. So this is how content marketing works. It is a inbound form of marketing. Now let's talk about why do we need content marketing. क्यों ये इतना buzzword बन गया है, इतनी relevance और requirement क्यों है consumer marketing की. तो initially सबसे important reason is that content marketing helps you in giving a online visibility for attracting the customer that are lying in the topmost funnel of the marketing funnel. तो जब हम marketing funnel की बात करते हैं, topmost layer में generally are the people जो awareness stage में होते हैं, wherein you need to make people aware about your product, right? तो content marketing एक बहुत strong tool है जो आपकी online visibility को भी enhance करता है और consumer को attract करने की कोशिश करता है. It helps to attract the consumer through some informative stuff which is being offered to them, जिसकी वजह से आपके वेबसाइट के विजिटर्स बढ़ते हैं. लोग कॉन्स्टेंटली चेक करते हैं आपके पोस्ट को बिकॉज यू आर प्रोवाइडिंग देम अ सोल्यूशन, यू आर मेकिंग देम get rid of their pain points, you are offering them some solution, and that is what is keeping the interest intact, right? And that increases your online visibility. Second reason which signifies the importance of content marketing is boosting loyalty and building trust. By the help of content marketing आप अपने कंज्यूमर तक पहुंच सकते हैं बहुत क्लोजली और उनके साथ एक ट्रस्ट या रिलेशनशिप बॉन्ड बना सकते हैं बिकॉज यू आर टचिंग देयर पेन पॉइंट्स, एंड दिस इज हाउ दैट ट्रस्ट इज बिल्ट एंड विच रिजल्ट्स इनटू लॉयल्टी टुवर्ड्स यू. यू इमर्ज आउट एज अ थॉट लीडर. पीपल कंसिडर कि हाँ अगर ये प्रॉब्लम है तो शायद इसका सोल्यूशन हमें इस वेबसाइट पे या इस राइटअप पे या इस ब्लॉग पे मिल सकता है. You become famous based on that. You emerge as a thought leader, and that is how your fan following increasing, people's loyalty in you increases. Secondly, it helps in generating more leads and getting customers engaged. So because you are providing them an educative material, because you are able to build trust amongst those consumers, they feel more comfortable while purchasing your product. and this is how you develop a relationship with your potential shoppers. And in order to maintain that relationship, you need to keep them engaged, and for keeping them engaged, you need to regularly post such thing or devise certain tools how you can be in touch with those consumer, maybe by posting some games or quizzes or some informative post or pictures or videos, whatever it is. And last but not the least, why content marketing is very much required is because you want to rank high on the search engine page. Because if you rank high, there is a higher probability of people clicking through your website, going into it, and buying your products. Fine. So it helps you in topping up the chart of SERP as well. Because I'm sure you must be remembering that in our lecture 2, which was about optimizing the performance of a website, there we have read about SEOs, और SEOs में जिस तरह से Google Analytics लगती है, उस Analytics के फॉर्मूले का एक बहुत important component होता है content. So it is also on the basis of kind of content that you are posting that you are getting a rank on the search engine page. तो अगर आपका कंटेंट इंटरेस्टिंग, कंटेम्प्रेरी और बहुत सीक्ड अपॉन है, तो बहुत हाई चांसेस हैं कि आपकी रैंक उस पेज पे भी हाई होगी, बिकॉज पीपल लाइक टू रीड यू. Talking about the next aspect, that is process of content marketing. So the process of content marketing begins with awareness stage, जो कि हमारे marketing funnel की भी first stage होती है. तो when we are talking about awareness stage, अगर हमारा consumer awareness stage पे है, तो what kind of content should we offer to him? We should offer him educative and informative content at this stage, क्योंकि अभी वो he is not in a position to take straight away the product. Rather, अभी वो awareness stage पे, तो he need to be advised, he need to be educated. So at this point of time, you need to supply him with material which talks about how to do things, maybe through a blog post or a ebook or a video or a newsletter. These are the various tools which you can use for content marketing if your client or your customer is on awareness stage. So for example, if I'm a consultant and I give consultancy to the restaurant owners or hoteliers, right? So instead of directly telling them that I give consultancy based on that, I need to write certain blog posts, wherein I am educating them about how to host a kids party in your restaurant. What are the major things which will help in choosing the right type of ambience or any other menu or any other thing, right? So that is something informative, wherein I haven't ever talked about my brand or my product, but I'm just trying to establish a relationship with my customer in my awareness stage. Moving forward, we talk about consideration stage, wherein the consumer is a little more matured as compared to awareness stage, and he is trying to identify the possible options available in the market. And this is the stage wherein you need to adopt a hybrid approach by helping him with the information and parallelly also pushing your product quietly, marketing your product quietly. So here you need to talk about the features or functions that the consumer is looking towards in a particular product, and how your offerings or how your products are addressing to those needs of the consumer. So of course, your content should be more inclined towards your business offers also, along with the problem solution. So this is how you are going to approach the consumer, by providing him with how to articles, how to videos, how to do these things basically. So supposingly if you are a catering company, and you may feature case study of how you can successfully plan an event and make it a sustainable practice as well. So that how to answer could be wherein you are giving a solution and at the same time also talking about your product or your offering. Then at the last stage, that is the closing stage. Well, after the consideration stage is over, the next stage which comes is closing stage. This is the last stage wherein the consumer is just about to buy the product. And at this stage, your central message should be based on your expertise, your knowledge, and the differentiating benefits that your product is offering as compared to others. So you sell them material kind of like case studies or user generated content, or maybe buyer's guide, product videos, research report, right? So this is the kind of material that we will be supplying them while they're on the closing stage. So this is how three stages are there, and the consumer travels through these stages and finally land up buying a particular product. Now, discussing about the strategies that are required for composing an impressive content. So, our first step or the first strategy is develop a clearly defined content plan. And how are you going to develop a content plan? These are the various key points that you need to take care upon while you are devising a strategy and developing a content plan. That initially you need to be very clear about your objectives, that why or the purpose why you are designing this particular content strategy. What is the strategy, and what is the goal behind it? Is it about increasing the brand awareness, or is it about you want to nurture loyalty towards your brand, or is it because you want to educate the audience, or is it because you need to increase the customer engagement efforts? So you need to be very clear about the objective behind your content strategy. Then you need to keep on posting constantly so that the consumer remains engaged. But keeping posting constantly doesn't mean that you post anything which comes to your mind. It should make sense, it should be relevant enough, it should be so enticing that you are always able to grip the consumers. That is what is required. Then you can also make use of SEO tools. We have already discussed the SEO tools in our previous session. So there are certain SEO tools like Ahrefs and SEMrush. These tools, they help you in analyzing the traffic that you get on your site, and on what specific content that traffic is coming. So you are able to find some relevant keywords which are searched by many people. You are able to analyze the competition for these keywords, and based on that data or that list of content ideas, you are able to create your potential business, right? So these SEO tools are very, very important. Then you need to try to keep the content exclusive to generate leads. That means your content should be very unique, very exclusive, and yet very realistic. Only then leads could be generated, only then people will follow you. Then another very important tactic could be you need to leverage upon the UGC. And what is UGC? That is user generated content. So it is the content which is produced by your audience, maybe their feedbacks or maybe the reviews that they have posted, or photos or videos related to your brand which they have posted in their pages. So you can leverage those UGCs, and you can include them in your promotional material, so that it becomes a social proof or a testimony of how people are trusting you, and how they are experiencing good about your products and how they are using your products. And the last important aspect of step one is also to segment your audience. Uh, you know that the audience on digital media is also very massive. You need to segregate them or segment them on various aspects. Only then it will be possible for you to reach out to them very closely. Step two of these strategies talks about creating your audience persona and content map. So, what is audience persona? It is basically the analysis of the age, gender, location, and other demographic components of your customers. You need to develop them so that you get a buyer's persona, and you get a very good insight about what type of consumer are you dealing with, what are their likes and dislike, and how these consumers can be reached out. In this slide, on the extreme right top corner, you can see that with the help of AI tools, an audience persona is created for Emily Johnson, which gives the details about the customer, that her age is this much, gender, occupation, what are her goals, what are her job responsibilities, are her likes and dislikes, what kind of things she communicate. So all this briefing is generated automatically. There are certain tools on the basis of which you can create your audience persona, and once you have created it, you will be in a better position to know your audience and create contents based on their likings. So your content strategy must have different buyer persona at various stage of the funnel also. Apart from this, apart from knowing your buyers, you also need to know that they are on which stage of the funnel. Based on that also, you need to devise your category. They may be on top of the funnel, which is the awareness stage. They may be in middle of the funnel, which is a consideration stage, or at the bottom of the funnel, which is also called the closing stage. So based on that, you'll have to create your content. Talking about the last step, step 3 of these strategies. The stage says that you need to use analytics in order to reach out to your customer well. And how do you use different analytics? There is Google Analytics. There are different other tools which helps you in analyzing the content and its result. So there is a content management system, which is a platform which creates and publish the and analyze the content that you have posted on your website. So you can use a CMS, which is very popular. Few popular CMS platforms are WordPress, Jumia, Shopify. Similarly, you can also use a content calendar, which helps you in streamlining and timely publishing the content from time to time. Apart from that, through different tools, you can always monitor your organic traffic. You can analyze your email statistics, and you can also track the shares and verify it on social medias, right? So for example, the first picture that you can see on your uh, left side is about monitoring the organic traffic, which talks about how many people visited your site and how many came directly through it, how many came through an ad. Then the second picture talks about the email statistics, that how many opened up the email, how many just threw it into the trash. That statistics is being mentioned. Then in the right corner, you can see the track sheet for the virality of your social media post. So through different tools, analytical tools and Google Analytics, you can always create such kind of charts and outputs, which gives you a great insight about how your entire campaign is going on, what are the things which people are liking, which can be repeated more, and what are the things which are going unnoticed, and you need not to waste your energy into those things. You can avoid such things. So that was the third step of creating impressive strategy for creating a content. Then there are few very important and remarkable examples of content marketing. For example, Airbnb design personality quiz. You can see the picture on the screen, that Airbnb, in order to keep their consumer engaged, they created this quiz. It was a perfect example of an interesting contest, and they have also partnered with a relevant brand of interior designer, Domino, and both of them got a great impetus in their sales through this quiz, because people took it very positively and they participated a lot into it. So both the companies increased their reach through this quiz. Then another example of is of Spotify Wrapped, which is a buzzword amongst the youngsters these days who love music, and it is one of the best example of personalized data-driven content. So you can see it over here, that Spotify users are eager for Wrapped reports, which is dropped at the end of every year, and since 2016 they have been doing this. So when a company provides the annual report, they visualize different datas of listeners. Data in terms of that, how what were the top 100 songs that they played this year, what is their listening personality, who are the top artists and genre which were preferred by most of the people, and how much amount of time have they spent in listening to these songs. So all such kind of data is revealed in the annual report every year through Spotify Wrapped, and it is something which is very much seeked upon by youngsters. So this also created a lot of buzzword in the community, and again it is a very good example of content marketing. And apart from that, the last picture of Coca-Cola, wherein you can see Coca-Cola, what's your name? So this was again a very interesting campaign which was launched by Coca-Cola in the year 2014. And the reachability, or maybe the sales of Coca-Cola increased by 19% after this whole campaign was run. So the company helped in reaching out to the brand new audience of young adult age, and the demographic whose Coca-Cola consumption increased by 7% in that particular summer. So by putting consumer at the forefront of their branding, Coca-Cola made its product actionable. Not only could you buy the bottle for yourself with your name written on it, but you can also do it for your friend or your family member. So that was something which was really connecting to the audience, and it was picked up well, and the sales increased, and it was very well noticed by people. So, with those remarkable examples, I would like to end my session, and I hope I was able to make some sense and add some value to your knowledge in terms of content marketing. Thank you so much.